Hey, Cub Scouts, here's a video here on the proper knife selection regarding your Scout Bear Year and their whittling chip. This video is not an endorsement of any brand in particular that we discuss. Let's just get into it right away. All right. So many parents will gravitate towards something that's called a pen knife because it's small and really what harm could come from it, right? So let's take a look. It is a smaller handled, smaller blade. I can get it open. Smaller blade knife. And is relatively inexpensive. So a lot of parents think that this is a good knife to start off with. A pen knife, though, is actually one of the unsafe first knives for a scout. Number one is the handle size. So if I put it into a scout's hand, it doesn't go all the way across the palm like it should. It stays inside the palm, stays inside the palm. And most kids will hold it diagonal. So this handle size is too small for the hand. The tip of the knife is really pointed. And this would pierce skin too quickly. We're not here to pierce things just yet in Cub Scouts. And lastly is the closing mechanism. If we watch this and I'm pushing and I break the back and I go to close it, what happens with the knife eventually? It is snap, like a mousetrap. And that will actually spook a scout. They may lose control of the knife and we have injuries. The first characteristic we're going to look at is handle size. Again, it should go across the scout's palm. And we have three different knives we're going to take a look at here. All right, so if I can have a scout palm on the table, go just a little bit right there. Just laying it flat, I'll put the knife here. You can see it goes beyond the palm, beyond the palm. That gives full grabbing surface. Good control. Go to the next one. Put it on there. Beyond the palm, beyond the palm. Full grabbing surface. Last one here we'll put on there. Again, beyond the palm, beyond the palm. Go ahead and close your hand on that. We can see that it still sticks out in the side. We have full control of the knife. All right. So that is going to be the first part we look at. And so far so good on these three additional knives. The pen knife, we're just going to take that out of the frame. The end of the blade is what we're going to look at next. So I'm going to open up all three. You can hear that each one of the knives, the first two, have a snap in them. That is the blade is open. What we're going to focus on again, just the tips of the knives. You can see that the first two have a very pointy tip. This last one is rounded, looks more like a butter knife. Again, a lot of misconception is that the more pointy the knife, the sharper it is, and that's not necessarily true. The tips are used for poking holes, for piercing things. In Cub Scouts, we're here to learn how to whittle and carve and use the basics of a knife. We're not here to poke holes with the food, fabrics, or digging out splinters just yet. And for those reasons, a blunter tip, a more blunt tip is suggested. The next is the locking mechanism. Here, this one's sold out of the Scout shop. So as we're all learning how to use knives for the first time, this might be what we pick up. Now this knife has a button on the back of it. I can press in to break the back of the knife, and then as I'm closing, it actually also has a spring-loaded assist. And again, the mousetrap effect. We don't want that for our younger kids. The second knife here does not have a spring-loaded assist. However, the locking mechanism is in where the blade meets the handle. And for a young child's dexterity, it can be difficult to get their fingers in there and push the blade up without cutting their fingers. So what we want to be careful on is using one of these internal locking mechanisms because the Scout's dexterity and strength may not meet what the knife is meant for. But this one does not have a spring-loaded close. I control it the whole way through. Not bad at all. This last one here is probably the most preferred in terms of locking mechanism. It has a collar you twist And this collar, my fingers are getting in the way, this collar simply twists around the top of the knife, and you can see now that the blade is protected by the collar. I can't break the back accidentally, and my hands go just on the edge of the blade. Now, yes, it's where the blade meets the handle, but I'm in full control of this. There's no spring mechanism. And then when I go to close, I'm in full control the whole way. So folks, that would be a recommendation we have, is try to avoid the spring-loaded, spring-assisted locking mechanisms or closing mechanisms of knives. Get one of the students. The scouts are in full control the entire time. Hope you all found this video informative and helpful. And as always, scout on. Take care.